What if I told you there's an exercise that helped increase my athlete's speed without even sprinting? Well, in this video, I'll show you what the most powerful exercise for speed is, reps and sets, and a full progression system to help you increase your speed like my athletes who did this and this. Now, the exercise I'm about to show you is amazing for speed, but if you hop straight into the most advanced variations, it won't help you get faster. Now, the main way to tell what you're ready for can be done with this simple test. Reactive Strength Index is the key indicator I focus on when trying to improve athlete speed. It's actually one of the things that helped me go from struggling to break 5 seconds in a 40-yard, even though I could squat well over 400 pounds, to running 4.47 seconds laser time. You see, reactive strength does a few things to the body to help drastically improve your speed performance. Number one, it helps develop ankle stiffness. This reduces deformation of the ankle when the foot hits the ground. You can be as strong as you want like me, but if your foot gives out when you're sprinting, then none of the power you have is going to show. Number two is elasticity. This is probably the most important factor for upright sprint speed. This is very common to struggle with, especially if you excel in the weight room primarily. Third is your stretch shortening cycle, which is key for any explosive movement that requires you to get off the ground fast. And this also kind of ties into rate of force development, which is one of the biggest walls I ran into. I could produce force over 3 seconds in a squat, but not at fast angles in 0.1 seconds. So I made sure in my programming, this was never an issue for my athletes. If you can't produce a high amount of force at fast speeds in the right angles, you simply cannot be fast or explosive. So for this exercise I'm about to show you, we're gonna be basing it off 3 simple things. Number one, your reactive strength index. Number two, any signs of pain in the joints or tendons. Number 3 is our ground contact time / our spring off the ground. If you're struggling in one of these 3 categories, then you're probably not ready for the most advanced variations of this exercise I'm about to show you. But to first test your RSI index score, which is going to be probably the easiest way to tell what you're ready for, you need to do this test right here. Calculate your RSI by dividing your jump height or air time by ground contact time in seconds. The easy way to do this is with using some type of app like the My Jump app, I'm not sponsored by it, or Google how to calculate my reactive strength index for other free methods. If you do a little bit of research, I promise you will find a free method that's very simple to find your RSI score. Now that you have your RSI index, you want to find out what score you fall under. If you fall below a 2.5 RSI index, you simply do not have stiffness. If you're above this score, around 2.5 to 3.0 RSI index, you probably have average to good stiffness, but definitely have room for improvement. And if you're above the 3.0 RSI score, you have good to elite stiffness or reactive strength. Now that you have your RSI score, if you don't know how to do the exercise correctly, you're still not going to increase your speed. So that's what this next part's for. So what's the best exercise to increase your speed that isn't sprinting? Well, here's a step-by-step guide on how to do it properly. Step 1 is to set up around 20 to 40 yards. We want longer distances, even if you have to do it with less intensity. This is going to have the best transfer over to speed gains. Step 2, you want to start hopping on one leg, focusing on getting off the ground in under 0.2 seconds. If you pass this, then move forward by pushing down and back at the same time. Step 3, as you're moving forward, think about slightly dorsiflexing the foot by pulling the toes up and driving the knee fast up and down. Step 4, maintain an upright posture in fast ground contact time. If you feel like you're getting stuck in mud or sand while doing this exercise, then here's a quick progression system. Level 1 is just basic pogos. Most athletes should be able to start here. Level 2 is single leg pogos. Level 3 is single leg pogos with a small and slow hop forward. Level 4 is stationary hop, where we're driving the leg up to ankle height. Level 5 is where you start to do the single leg hop progression. This is where we hop forward, but the foot never goes higher than the imaginary ankle bone height, which means it's just a small hop on the ground. Level 6 is now we're hopping over knee height. Level 7 is going to be max intent hopping. Now that you have a progression for beginners who can't bound yet, I'm going to give you the intermediate to advanced version of bounding that has the highest speed transfer. And this is what I program in my Speed Academy athletes for guys who do this and this in the 40-yard dash. If you want to get in the online program and work with me to get faster, click the link in the top of the description. The first level to the speed bounding progression is going to be left-right. You simply do a bound to your left and then quickly switch to the right. Second is going to be left-left, right-right. So you hop on your left 2 times, then switch over to the right leg and hop on your right 2 times. Third is going to be left-left-left, right-right-right combo. This is the same as before, but it's more intense on each individual leg. So you hop on your left leg 3 times, trying to get off the ground fast. Then you switch over to the right leg, hop off while trying to get off the ground fast until you complete the recommended distance of 20 to 40 yards. Now, this exercise will improve your speed, but only if you know how to program it correctly. Just putting random workouts together won't beat somebody with a plan. So for this exercises programming, I usually do 2 simple setups. We do the progressive bound series, which is left, right as 1, which is left, right for 20 yards, left, left, right, right for 20 yards, left, 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 right, right, right for 20 yards, and then all left for 20 yards and all right for 20 yards. This is one total set. You could do anywhere from 20 to 40 yards of distance, but I suggest to start off with 20. And then depending on the workout, you usually would do 1 to 3 sets of this entire series, with about 30 seconds to 2 minutes of rest between each bound variation. Another setup I'll do is speed bounding for 2 to 4 sets of 30 yards with some single leg hopping for 1 to 2 sets of 20 yards. So the speed bounding is where you're trying to get off the ground as fast as possible, alternating left to right, and single leg hopping is one of those more beginner variations where we're trying to hop on one leg for the full 20 yards and then switch legs and do the other 20 yards back. In terms of total bounding distance per workout recommendations, I would recommend doing a minimum of 60 to 100 yards of max effort bounding. And once you become an intermediate to advanced athlete, you can build up to 150 yards of max effort bounding per workout. If it's sub maximal bounding, and maybe you're doing the lower intensity variations trying to build up to being able to bound correctly, then you could do anywhere from 120 to 200 yards of sub maximal bounding. Now here's a sample weekly program of how I implement bounding into my Speed Academy program that helps my athletes increase their speed every single month. If you want results like these athletes, I suggest hopping on. Now that you know how to program it, there's one secret key that makes this the most powerful speed exercise that you're probably not doing. You see, bounding is a plyometric. This is one of the best ways to develop your reactive strength, your rate of force development, and your stretch shortening cycle. The momentum build up paired with fast ground contact times becomes one of the best ways to overload the ankle stiffness and force production qualities you need for explosive acceleration and max velocity. But if you don't know how to follow this key training principle, then the benefits from this exercise or any plyometric training session won't get you faster. It's called max intent and progressive overload. If you focus on progressing slowly, where you can handle the amount of volume you need per workout without getting any shin splints or tendon pain, and then drive up your intent until you can do max effort bounding for 100 to 150 yards per workout, then you will get the best speed gains. But you'll know if you're hitting the right intent if you check off these boxes. Number 1 is getting off the ground around 1.0 to 1.75 seconds. Number 2, you feel springy off the ground and reactive / bouncy. Number 3, you're getting high off the ground and covering horizontal distance each step. Number 4, you're bringing in high speeds into each bound series. There's a big difference in walking into your bounds versus doing a jog into your bounds versus doing a 10-yard sprint into your bounds. The transfer only becomes higher the more speed you bring in, but risk of injury is higher and stress to the tendon and joints are much higher. Number 5, you're able to maintain proper upright posture, a neutral pelvis, and a dorsiflex foot while doing the bounds. If you do these keys right, you'll know how to bound correctly. And if you want an example of good athletes doing proper bounding,
this alternate leg bounding routine is used in all of our athletes to develop.
Now, bounding is one of the best plyometrics for speed development. But if you don't pair it with proper strength training, then all this training will be for nothing. So watch this video right here on how to train your strength to increase your speed.